What's up, y'all? It's Ra. Welcome back. Welcome back to Trill Alchemy. And for those that are new to the channel, Trill Alchemy is a space that is all about helping you with your individual and our collective ascension journey. My name is Ra Bay, and I am here of service, and I offer you channelings, light language healings, redirections, reconfigurations, all that good stuff. So, what's the energy of the day? Let's start. Today's message is produced by Oya, starring two of my favorite characters from the tarot, the High Priestess and the Hierophant. Okay? And today's message, I think, is going to be a little different. I don't know how much reading is going to go on because they kind of have already given me what they want to say. And somebody, like y'all, I'm not finna be in trouble with y'all, but the creator is not, it's not a happy-go-lucky, like love and light language today. It's always love and light. But there is a severity, a weight to the message that's coming in today, because I'm hearing that God is really tired of playing with y'all. Okay, I'm not included because I'm on task. No, I'm just playing. But I'm in it too. So where does this come from? So if you didn't catch yesterday's message, there was a lot of Oya energy, and that was just, I guess, like the forecast, okay? Because today when I woke up, it is storming outside. I'm talking about my electricity, internet been knocked on and off all day. I couldn't wait for my power to come back on so I could come in here and do this message for y'all. So Oya was giving warning of the storm energy, and today I'm feeling like the wrath is going to come through. So I'm just here to deliver the message, but it is, let's get into it. So today we're going to tell a story, okay? We're going to retell a story that you have been told an incomplete version of your entire life. And that is the story of John 3:16, for God so loved the world that what? He gave his only begotten, what? Son. So what? We could have everlasting life. Partial truth. Okay? So we're going to introduce some characters to you. And I just want y'all to receive this message. Understand that it is seeking a lot of energy coming through. It is intending to address you on the micro and the macro. It is intending to address us internally and externally. As above, so below. On all levels, we are to apply this message. So when I say your work, I'm saying your work internally and your work in the world. When I say your fruits, I'm saying what are you bearing internally? What are you producing internally? What are you producing externally in the world? Okay, so you got to be able to step out of a little box and broaden your understanding today. How you are, that's part of what's coming through. Okay, it's a stretching today. Woo, it's strong in here. Okay, let me pray. Giving all thanks, Mother, Father, God, we hear you loud and strong, and I am most thankful, most grateful to be used as a vessel and a conduit of your light and your darkness. And I pray today that you allow Rabe to step out of this transmission, and that you fully step in and deliver your message to the collective in great clarity. Allow us to speak highest heart to highest heart to highest heart Amen. Okay. All right. So we're going to introduce some characters from the tarot today, y'all. Okay. This is going to be fun. First character I want to introduce you to is the World card. Okay. And the World card is going to represent a character named Sophia. Now, you may or may not have heard of Sophia. We have all heard of God the Creator, Father God, but no one ever talks about God's other half, the bride of God, Mother God, Sophia, the wisdom of God. Okay? She was taken out of divinity, and you were given a half-ass story of God. And so it has been a great tool in keeping us in a half-ass experience and accountability to God. Okay? So Sophia is called the mother of the world. So that's why you see her depicted here in this world card. She has command of the elements. I'm going to read a little bit from one of my favorite books. Who didn't mark the page? Rabe didn't mark the page. Why would I mark the page? Why would I mark the page? Here we go. Sophia, the Queen of Heaven. In Gnostic teachings, the feminine face of God, the Queen of Heaven, as well as the feminine counterpart of Christ consciousness, were both called Sophia. Okay, so the feminine face of God, the Creator, and the feminine face of Christ consciousness. So both God the Father and Jesus Christ, the Son, have feminine counterparts that we've never heard of? Why? Sophia, as the Queen of Heaven, is identified in the World card as her role as the Divine Mother. She is seen in the wreath that is symbolic of her sacred yoni, which leads to the divine womb. Remember, this is what separates the world of good God from the evil God. It's the passage from undifferentiated consciousness and differentiated. It's the passage between undifferentiated consciousness and differentiated consciousness. According to Gnostic myth, pay attention, Sophia gives birth to a daughter in the image of herself, the high priestess. Listen. She's in the image of the female half of God, Sophia. She lost contact with herself, okay? Who lost contact with her heavenly origin, and in her distress and sorrow, brought the earth into being and became entangled and lost in the chaotic realm of darkness. So as the Bible teaches that this world was brought forth out of darkness, okay, they only give you a partial image of that creative energy. It was in Sophia's despair that she found the darkness to even create in. Sophia was disconnected from her heavenly source and fell into a dark night of the soul that was so deep and so potent that she created a world from it. Her daughter's name is also Sophia. The story goes on to explain how Sophia, the mother, who also had another child, who is the Son of God, the Christ consciousness, represented as the Hierophant. So Sophia, the mother, sends her son, Christ, the embodiment of her light and wisdom. Christ, the embodiment of her light. Sophia, the embodiment of her darkness to rescue her daughter, Sophia. I'm sending the light to rescue you, to save you, pull you out of the darkness. Sound familiar? Okay. Okay, let's see. Sophia, the daughter, is the soul's longing for the light. Internally and externally, micro and macro. Sophia represents the soul's longing for the light. Sophia represents the soul that brings this world into being out of chaos, out of darkness. How is she able to do so? This longing for the light inspires Sophia to raise her state of consciousness. I know what I'll do. I'm not meant to stay here forever. I'm here to raise my state of consciousness. I have the power of Mother, Father, God within me too. Are you kidding me? To raise her state of consciousness through being aligned with Christ consciousness, her other half, Mary Magdalene and Jesus Christ, the high priest and high priestess. I said that wrong. Scratch. The hierophant and high priestess. Okay? So, through being aligned with the Christ consciousness, thus making her an enlightened soul, meaning she is qualified to be a bride. Through her enlightenment, is she qualified to be a bride. They are qualified for pairing because of the light that they carry and have embodied and have developed. Not because they're high value men and women, not because she's a feminine woman that, all this bullshit. And so that is what who all of them is saying. Y'all down here bullshitting with this light. You are not putting it to use, and you are focused on all of the wrong things. And I'm speaking to a lot of people. I'm speaking to myself, but you better understand what qualifies you. It is your seeking to return to the light and doing everything that you have to do that is on your specific assignment, Sophia. The Christ energy is always available to you as a beacon of light. Christ consciousness, y'all, don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. We up here with it, okay? So listen. In the cards, the sacred union of Sophia and Christ takes place and is symbolized by the androgynous figures on the judgment card. But listen, let me show you one more thing. Once Sophia and the Christ are married, once they are reconciled, once the two have become one, what is produced? The Son. The sacred marriage is depicted through the Sun card. The Sun card depicts two children. The young Sun, representing the young light, the young masculine energy, and the young baby, representing the young Sophia. See that? Depicts two children being reconciled, representing Sophia and Christ as the children of the divine Mother Father. Okay? The two have become one. It is the commitment to transforming consciousness that all of this mindfulness and all of this other stuff comes from. But that is what you are here for, is the message of the day. So I want to talk about your purpose and how you are defining it. Because if it's not in alignment with this story, the same story that you've been taught all your life that has something to do with everything outside of you and is not the exact reason for your being here. If what you are considering to be your assignment is not in alignment with that, then you're off task. Okay? And what has happened is we have fallen into a state of glamour with people who speak the lingo that gets you tricked into thinking that you're doing actual work, when in reality, the agenda has nothing to do with this. You're out here seeking partners and haven't even discovered yourself. You don't even recognize your place in the darkness in your journey to pull yourself up out of it. Yeah, you are saying you are qualified to bring another person around you when you haven't done this work on yourself. You're saying you're qualified to I'm speaking to all these sex demon spiritual workers out here who are stuck in their lower bodies, okay? And you are disguising what this so-called sexual healing, sexual revolution, all this shit, you're disguising it as, oh, this is the work of God, but you're not doing anything to raise yourself up out of that state of consciousness. You're content with staying in your genitals. Is that the extent of your spiritual fucking journey? Are you ever going to make it to your heart? Are you ever going to make it to speak the divine will of God? To see the divine vision and divine emotion of God? To be in alignment with the divine mind of God? Or are you only stuck on your phallus? Is that your pussy magic? Is all you got? Your fucking phallus shit? Is that all you got? Raise up. That's what you came here for. Is your work? How many rituals have you done around elevating your state of consciousness? I want you to count on one hand. How many rituals you've done around elevating your state of consciousness? And on the other hand, I want you to count how many rituals you've done for money or relationship or getting a fucking bill paid. Is that all? Is that all God is to you? Handling some mundane shit? Is that all this existence is to you? Is that what your purpose is? Ask yourself, how much of your purpose is hinging upon how much money you can make off of it? Is that how you found your purpose and determined it? How much it paid? How much you saw it paying somebody else? The clout that somebody else is getting? Not understanding what that person had to go through to develop themselves to be a vessel for their fucking assignment, and you want to come copy somebody else's work? God ain't playing with y'all today. God ain't playing with y'all today. Get it together. Take some time out from everything and do some real soul searching about why the fuck you are here and why you are wasting God's time. Then get back at me. I'm gonna holler at y'all. Peace.